Okay. This is a video regarding the Benoit thing. First of all, I am not condoning what he did. Nor am I in the Kevin Sullivan did it crowd. I'm not in the Kevin Sullivan did it crowd. I'm not in the CHRIS Benoit is an angel crowd. I'm not in the any camp. But what really I think they did is they rogue factions within the creative and booking set him up. I mean, why am I wearing this? Why am I wearing this road chimp? Because it's what title he was the top of the line. Rogue creative booking writers decided to prop him up in 04, and then only to have him demoted after his friend died. Furthermore, I would not condone anything, because a 7-year-old kid, I have a cousin, she's 6 years old, I think she's gonna be 7 in a couple of months. That could have been my cousin. That could have been. You never know. But what really went down is he was out of his mind. Chris Jericho even said it in countless interviews, and Christopher Nowinski, the person who had a wrestler who had to retire from wrestling, he had to retire from brain damage. He was and of course he almost didn't wake up one night because he tried offing himself. It got that bad. I have not condoned any form of what he allegedly did. But what I do condone, want to find out, there is no conspiracy. There is no conspiracy. The only big conspiracy is that they make it look like he doesn't exist. When Pete Rose gambled, when O.J. Simpson murdered 2 people, allegedly, they make him a genius, make him look like an idol, because of his films, the Naked Gun movie, countless others. And basically what really went down was rogue factions within the industry set CHRIS Benoit up in 07. They had to do it. And this is not Kevin Sullivan that did it. This is not CHRIS Benoit is an angel crowd. I'm not in that crowd, that camp angel. So there's 2 crowds. Camp innocent, camp guilty. I'm not in either of those camps. What I do think is that he was set up in 2007, in 2004, and then they basically said, okay, how do we get this guy demoted? How do we defame his character? Simple. They profited off his friend's death in '06. Rey Mysterio won that champion. Bam! They basically demoted him through storylines with MVP, a mid-quarter. They defamed also, I mean, while he was top of the world in '04, he had a lot of personal issues regarding finances. He was going through a lot. He was going through so much problems. And I think what they did, I mean, it's not like he didn't do it. They set him up in that doctor's office. They drugged him up. He looked like I saw his last photo. Rest in peace. He was, the reason why I like him the best is because he was like a machine in the ring. He was like the greatest wrestler I've ever seen I've seen him wrestle in person. Man, this guy is the best. This guy literally is the best wrestler of all time. A lot of football players go through concussions. Look at Junior Seau. Look at many others. Look at hockey players, especially NFL and NHL, go through the same thing. Even boxers, even baseball players go through the same thing. And they basically made it look like he was mentally ill. He was mentally ill. He was mentally ill. Chris Jericho, off record, said that he was mentally unstable after, he almost bursted out crying one time, and they knew they did nothing to help him in '06. He just wanted to come back and wrestle 6 months later, only to have him be the center of calamity, horrific atrocity, and cold-blooded. Those words. That's what, if you were to support Chris Benoit, or like him in July 2007, you would be considered a lunatic, a sicko, a monster for liking him. I'm not in the camps. I'm not in the Kevin Sullivan did it crowd. I'm not in the Chris Benoit is an angel crowd. Because those people are idiots. But what I do say is that they were, get this, at this crime scene, there were beer cans. Beer cans. He never drank one time in his life. The only time he drank was in Royal Rumble with Stone Cold Steve Austin when he won that. There were beer cans there. There were beer cans at the scene. There was no alcohol in his system. Not really any alcohol in his wife's system. But I respect Chris Benoit as the wrestler. Now, he may have been a mentally ill patsy, mentally ill, drugged up patsy. But I respect him as a wrestler. He may have been a mentally ill, drugged up patsy. I mean, or a loose cannon sometimes. But I respect him. Till next time, REYMEGA signing off.